Tonight we will do the zero product law. It is a law, so we must know it. If the product of the multiple factors is equal to 0, then at least one of the factors must be equal to 0. This is super helpful to us, so we say thanks. All right, so there's when I have these two binomials multiplied together, I can set each one of them equal to 0 and show, okay, x equals -7 and x equals 3. If you were to graph that, it would hit those roots as well. Here we're going to do 2x minus 5 equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0. So 2x equals 5. Divide by 2, x equals 5 over 2. You could write 2.5, whatever makes you happy. And x equals 4. In the last one, we're going to have 4 equals 0, 3x plus 2 equals 0, and 4x minus 3 equals 0. Now 4 does not equal 0. So that one gets crossed out, but over here I can say 3x equals -2 and x equals -2/3. Last one, add the 3 over, and there are my two answers. Now in 1c, why does the factor 4 not affect the solution? 4c is factored completely. Had it not been factored completely, and let's distribute the 4 through that first one, then it would have been 12x plus 8 times the 4x minus 3. Now if I set each one of those, so I distributed that through in case you couldn't see that. Distribute that through, set each one equal to 0, and you'll get 12x equals -8, divide by 12, and then that simplifies, because you can divide both the numerator and denominator by 4, that you're going to have -2/3. So when you have a constant that's pulled out for the GCF, that will not affect it because it would have been divided out anyways. And we can see over here, we'd have the 3/4 as well. So we can use this when I'm trying to solve quadratic equations that is factorable. All we do is move everything over to one side and then start to factor. Look, 2 examples right here. How perfect. So first, add the 2x, subtract the 10. Add the 2x, subtract the 10. So x squared, and then plus 5x minus 24 equals 0. Go ahead and factor x and x. Factors of 24, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8. And I'm going to stop there because 3 and 8 can make 5 if I have positive 8 and subtract the 3. So now set each one equal to 0, and there's our answer. Over here, step 1, subtract. Subtract that and add the 2. Subtract the x squared, subtract the 3x, add the 2. 2x squared plus 9x minus 5 equals 0. Can I take a GCF? Oh, I cannot. 2x and x. 2 and 5 are both prime, so that means my only options are the 5 and the 1 and the 2 and the 1. I'm going to put the 5 out here. That's going to give me 10x. And if I put the 1 on the inside, I could subtract that, and that will give me my 9x. So now that I have those, 2x minus 1 equals 0, and x plus 5 equals 0. 2x equals 1, and x equals 1/2. And over here, x equals -5. So now we have a system of equations. The first part they'd like me to do is solve that algebraically. So algebraically, y is equal to y. So what they must be equal as well. So 3x squared minus 8x plus 5 equals 4x plus 5. Now that I've done that big step, now I can subtract over these two terms, getting it equal to 0. So I can use the zero product law. I'm going to have a negative 12x there, and then positive 5 minus 5 goes right to 0. That's always nice. Next, we're going to go through GCF out of 3, even a 3x. That leaves me with 3x into the 3x squared leaves me with x minus 4, and the x's cancel. 3x equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. Divide by 3, x equals 0, and x equals 4. Now we were solving for where the systems of equations would intersect. They intersect at a point, so I need an x and a y. So I'm going to go back, take the linear, just because it makes life easier. Y equals 4 times 0 plus 5 means I'm going to have 1 point at 0, 5. And 4 times 4 plus 5 is 21. So 4, 21. I have my points. Now they'd like me to sketch this system. So first, we need to graph it. So turn it on. Just get a new document, start fresh. Nice graph right here. In the first one, I'll type 3x squared minus 8x. That is not a minus sign. Minus 8x plus 5. Graph, gorgeous. Hit tab to get back the line. Tab. And I will do the 4x plus 5. Graph, intersecting, gorgeous. Now right there I can see there's my 0, 4. So that's pretty awesome. 0, 5, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got that one. I need to raise the window up more, so I'll just click on that. And let's go up to 25 so we can definitely see it. So there's my two intersections. So when I sketch over here, I'm going to have my parabola coming right down like this. Right there, and then my line coming through. My first intersection point is 0, 5. My other intersection, and again, just to make sure I'm right, let's analyze the graph. And we're going to go for the intersection. I'll do the top one first. That's lower than it. Come over. 421, just like we decided. So they would like me to label the equation. So the line is y equals 4x plus 5. The parabola is 3x squared minus 8x plus 5. And then I've labeled my intersections and then my window. So I'm going out to 10 here, and this goes up to 25. Mine went out to negative 10 and down to negative 6.67. All right, the last one. Now we're going to work backwards, basically. I've got a gorgeous parabola right there. They show it to me. Here it is. Write the coordinates of the two x-intercepts. So the coordinates are negative 1, 0 and 3, 0. Using the zero product rule, that's where it equaled 0. So what did I solve to get x equals negative 1? I had x plus 1. You can see how that would solve to be x equals negative 1. And over here, x minus 3. So then find them algebraically. Well, algebraically means I'm factoring the original. X and x, 3 and 1. Another prime. Signs are going to be different because of that negative. The bigger number is going to be negative. Set that equal to 0. X equals negative 1. X equals 3. Here we go. Algebraically, find the x-intercepts. First, set that equal to 0. Then, how can I factor that? Those are both perfect squares. 2x, 2x, that'll make the 4x squared. Plus 1, minus 1. Here we go. We have the 3, so I know you might be nervous. I'll do it with you. Setting equal to 0. 3x and x. 5 on the outside. That's going to make the 15. And then 2. And subtract off, making the 13. So 3x, set each one equal to 0. X equals negative 2/3. Oopsies, signs are in the wrong spot. This is a plus. This is a minus. So I'll get positive 2/3 and x equals negative 5. For the last one, I'd like you to do that. Remember, you're going to get 2 answers. Have a great night.